Hi, I'm Linda Rivero, founder of 55 and Bolder, and I am happy to see you again. You know, the other day I told you that I'm on a mission, and I really am. I'm on a mission to help mature women who are struggling with the loss of a loved one. My purpose is to help them come to terms with the loss and to discover or uncover the passionate, purpose-driven direction that gives life renewed meaning for them and leaves them feeling fulfilled and thrilled and fabulous. When we last met, I told you about the question that I'm frequently asked, which is, I'm adjusting to a new stage of my life. I'm adjusting to my loss, but I really don't know how to figure out what's next. I mean, where do I begin? Well, I shared that the first step to knowing what's next is to know yourself, knowing who you are and understanding who you are at this stage of your life. And that isn't necessarily as obvious as it may seem, but with focus and determination and some guidance, you can get there. You can understand where you are, who you are rather, or where you are at this point in your life. Today we're looking at what comes after that. What is the next step once you believe you know who you are? Who do you want to be? What do you want in your life? What do you want your life to look like in 12 months, 24 months, 36 months? Yeah, it can get a little tricky. And again, I understand. I have been there. 10 years ago when I lost my husband, I had no idea where I wanted to go or who I wanted to be or what I wanted my life to look like. And I don't think I even knew what I felt I deserved to have in my life. And yet, here I am. And I want to share some of what I've learned with you about getting from there to here. If you find yourself saying, I don't know what to do now at this stage, believe me, I hear you and I am here for you. I can help. Here are 5 questions you can ask yourself to help you figure out where you want to go in your life. Number 1, what makes you happy? Not fleetingly happy, like a chocolate truffle, which I know makes me very happy until the aftermath of guilt, but while I'm eating it, it makes me happy. But we're not talking about that kind of immediate, quick happiness, but deeper happiness. What makes your heart feel happy, feel purposeful? Number 2, what do you need? What you need and what makes you happy may or may not be the same thing. So the question is, what makes your heart and your soul feel needed? Number 3, what do you value? So what are the driving forces in your life, the concepts that really shape you? These are things like honesty, courage, family, freedom, integrity, contribution, loyalty. What are the values that drive you in your life? Number 4, what are you passionate about? Everyone is passionate about something. Everyone. For you, it may be family, it may be community, it may be cooking, it may be astronomy, it may be art, maybe it's animals. It could be anything. You know, once you get in touch with your own passion and you really allow yourself and give yourself permission to embody it, you know, the passion and the energy that you feel at that point will radiate, and you will inspire others around you to feel their own energy and their own passion, their own direction. And number 5. Now, number 5 is a question we've all heard many times, but it bears repeating. What would you do if you had no limits? No financial limits, no social limits, no family limits, and most of all, as we get older, no time limits. What would you do? Who would you be? What would your life look like? And you know what? I want you to think big. Allow yourself to think big, big. Go for it. You know, no one ever inspired anyone to do anything by thinking small. Think big. This is your life that we're talking about. And now for the secret sauce that makes all of this work. What you really need when you go through this process is your cheering squad. You need support. You need understanding. We are humans. We're social creatures. We thrive with the love and support and understanding of others, of our sister adventurers. And I say adventurers because when you decide to really change your life and improve your life and make it bigger, bolder, you become an adventurer. It's a journey. I want to share with you a story about support. This is a story of one of the most famous American novelists of the 19th century. Nathaniel Hawthorne was born in Salem, Massachusetts. Yes, that's Salem. In fact, his great-grandfather, maybe it was great-great-grandfather, either way, was one of the judges at the Salem witch trials. What a legacy. But fortunately, Nathaniel came much later, so it's not about him. Thank goodness. As a young man, Nathaniel married a lovely young woman named Sophia, and he took a job at the Boston Custom House. That was the institution that collected taxes for the British Crown. Well, while working at the Custom House, Nathaniel became a young father. But one day he went into work and he was told that he was no longer needed. He lost his job. So that day, heartbroken, Nathaniel had to go home and tell his wife that he was no longer employed, and what were they going to do, because his wife and children depended on him for their livelihood. But rather than being angry or scared or upset, his wife was joyful. "At last," she said, "at last, now you can write your masterpiece." Well, Nathaniel was confused. How am I going to write my masterpiece? Or how are we going to live? Oh, Sophia said. She could barely contain herself. So she went over to the big oak chest and opened the top drawer. That squeaked a little bit. And she took out a wad of bills this thick. And she said, look. Well, now Nathaniel was really confused. He said, "Oh, my dear Sophia, what is that? Where did you get that?" She said, Well, Nathaniel, my love, I have always known that you are brilliant. You are a man of genius. And I have always known that you are meant to write your masterpiece. So all this while, every week when you've given me money for the household, I've taken out a little bit and kept that little bit for us. And now we have enough to live on for a whole year. Well, Sophia's love and understanding and belief and confidence and support were exactly what Nathaniel needed. He sat down and began to write, and in that year he produced The Scarlet Letter, which became one of the great novels of American literature. So the same is true for you, just as it was for me. You can make the changes that you dream of, and I deeply encourage you to transform your life with the support and the encouragement of others who understand what you're going through. If you would like to talk with me personally about how I can help you with the next stage of your life, just send me a private message and I will reach out. On December 20th at 2 p.m., I will be hosting a masterclass, the Women Living Bolder Masterclass, the fast path to knowing what's next after your loved one is gone. I welcome you to tune in and learn some tips on approaching the next chapter of your life. For me, it took many months to figure out who I wanted to be after my own big life shift, which was the death of my husband. If I had had the support and guidance then that I now offer other mature women, it would have been a shorter path, an easier path. So I learned, it took a good while, and I learned the hard way, but the good news is that now you don't have to. Join me on Tuesday, December 20th at 2 p.m. for the Women Living Bolder Masterclass, the fast path to uncovering what's next after your loved one is gone. Just go online to masterclass.55andbolder.co. You'll find more information on the masterclass, and there you'll also be able to sign up for free. It's all free. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I look forward to seeing you on December 20th. Ciao, ciao.